The 2026 Daytona 500 was held this past week, and Michael Jordan was the owner of the eventual winning car, and it now gives him 7 championships total for his entire career in both the NBA and now in NASCAR.
But that's not the big story.
Yeah. After the race, there was a video that came out, which you can't find any video of the actual of the event itself. You can just find recordings of other people watching it on their TVs, but it don't look right. And yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
It looks very weird. And I don't really get. Then there was, who was it? Steven something or other.
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, I was trying to he's trying to downplay it. You can't do that. He said camera angles. The camera's pretty right
He
there.
just announced he's going to run for president.
I don't think he's going to go very far, but we'll see. You never know.
God,
But the camera, I don't think it's trick camera angles or anything that showed it. It looks very damning. He's kind of groping the kid's shirt. They said that there's confetti and everything flying, but he's not brushing his back off or anything. He's like grabbing his shirt multiple times, and it looks like he reaches for the kid's leg. It looks terrible. Hopefully there's more explanation of that, and it's nothing crazy, because you got to figure Jordan, of all people, knows the cameras are on him. There's spotlight's always on that guy because he's a legend, a basketball legend. Unless he thought they weren't on him. I don't get it. So why would anybody do anything in public? Because people just don't think when they're in the spur of the moment. But it looks very, very bad. And hopefully there's nothing horrible, because I mean he's an icon, but if it is, then I don't think we've heard the last of it, but I don't know.
Yeah, you can't even find the original clip of it. Like, they basically scrubbed it, which makes it even weirder.
Yeah, well, money does a lot. I mean, and we don't get into politics on this show, but the Epstein files and all that stuff. I mean, there were multiple.
Yeah, there's a bunch of athletes,
millionaires and billionaires and athletes and presidents all involved in that whole thing. And Epstein ends up dying in police custody. They claim suicide. I highly doubt it, no matter what side of the fence you're on that.
The original medical examiner did say that there's no way you can do that, crush his throat the way they did during a suicide.
Well, and if you got enough money, you can make anything happen. And there's a lot of celebrities, and they're all multimillionaires. They can make someone disappear if they want, and what they call it, the worst case of suicide I've ever seen. And
yeah,
I don't know. There's a lot going on there. We don't unpack all that on this show because we're a sports show. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like. It's a horrible image. If you want to see it, you can Google it. But it just looks really bad. But we got a lot to talk about for the show, so we might as well get into it. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, sports fans, to Everything Sports with Bill and Will. We're happy that you're joining us on this. Well, we're recording on a Sunday, freezing cold in Michigan. We just got rid of all the damn snow last week with those 50 and 60-degree days, and now it's snowing again, and it's in the high 20s, low 30s. So
yeah, it's 31 right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like it's much warmer down here in our basement cavern, but here we are recording for you folks. So we got a lot to talk about. You want to jump into, what do you want to do?
Well, we have a little bit of baseball news to start with. First,
damn
catcher,
Tigers.
Yeah, they
go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
They lost 20-3.
Now, to be fair, it is preseason; it doesn't matter. But at the same time,
Yankees had all their starters. And
Yankees
Judge hit
killers.
a home run.
Damn it,
I saw a meme. It was Judge now has more home runs in the first game of spring training than he did in all of the playoffs last year. It's yeah, true.
I thought he had a good playoff last year. It was the year before he sucked, but
I mean, he hit decently. He just didn't get a homer.
I think he was the only one that was hitting though last year. In the play. Well, the Judge was carrying the team
Stanton
in the playoffs.
was doing a lot better.
Well, Stanton's always good, but when
He's their
when
best
he's
player.
not injured.
Yeah. But first, catcher Mitch Garver and the Seattle Mariners are in agreement on a minor league deal. It was like the only thing that happened this week, which, I mean, besides like the Players Association news, which I don't think anyone really cares about. They got a new Players Association president, and that's basically it.
Okay. We got a couple injuries already. Blue Jays. Bowden Francis is set to miss the entire 2026 season after undergoing UCL reconstruction, aka Tommy John surgery. So,
yeah, it sucks for the Blue Jays. One of their, he didn't perform as well last year. He had a bit of a down year, but his breakout year in 2024 was his best season by far.
Well, that injury used to be career ending. At least now it's not. He'll be back in 2027.
Tigers have 2 players currently undergoing Tommy John.
Yeah.
Same people that were undergoing Tommy John surgery this time last year. Reese Olson and Jackson Jobe.
We had high hopes for him.
Yeah.
Still do.
I mean, yeah, he's just been injured this whole time, basically. And next, the Dodgers have placed Kike Hernandez on the 60-day injured list with an elbow injury. I think he just had surgery. I could be wrong, though. There was a couple surgeries that we talked about last week.
Yeah. And some sad news, Pirates legend and World Series hero, Hall of Famer Bill Mazeroski has passed away at age 81.
Yeah.
You got some of his stats over there, it looks like.
Yeah, as you said, Hall of Famer, 10-time All-Star, 8-time Gold Glove, 2-time World Series champion, has probably the biggest home run in World Series history.
Yep.
With
Game 7 walk-off.
Game 7 walk-off, 2,000 total hits, 138 home runs, 260 batting average, one of the greatest defensive players of his generation. Basically of the entire 60s. His career spanned from 56 to 72.
Maz, he's pretty good. I believe he was a coach too, wasn't he?
Yep. He also coached the Brewers a little bit and a couple other teams I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, one of the greatest players of all time. And has one of the most iconic plays of all time in that home run.
Yeah, because up to that point, I believe that's the first walk-off.
It was the first.
Then Joe Carter did it years later. I think there's only 2.
Yep. But his was the only Game 7. Carter's was Game 6, I believe.
I believe so. And then that was a back-to-back championship for him.
Yep.
We talked about that game before. I was watching it live at night, woke the whole family up just about. Because I was cheering. Because, Tigers didn't make it that year, obviously. So, and I was a huge Joe Carter fan. And I was just happy to see him. I didn't care who won it. I was happy to see Joe Carter with such an epic home run. And, but Maz will be missed.
Another Pirate legend.
Yeah. Yeah.
You talked about Dave Parker earlier.
Yeah. But yeah, he'll be missed. So our thoughts and prayers, as always, goes out to the family. And we're saying that way too much. There's been a lot of, and not just sports-related deaths. There's been a lot of deaths, celebrities.
Yeah, especially this month.
Mom from Home Alone, Robert Duvall. There's been a lot, but good God, yeah. Maz is 81, though. I mean, hell, half the people in my family are gone by 50, so 81's not bad, but it's still, would have loved to see him go a lot longer, obviously. I guess for friends and family, any time is too young, no matter how old you are.
Yeah.
But moving on, before we get into the NFL stuff, I guess we've got a couple other deaths that, since we're talking about them next, we just transition right into it, I guess. But I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, former Steelers defensive back, 4-time Super Bowl champion, and member of the legendary Steel Curtain defense, Mike Wagner, passed away. The Steelers announced a couple days ago he was 76. He was a 2-time Pro Bowler, as I said, 4-time Super Bowl champ, 36 career interceptions, and just a part of one of the greatest defenses of all time.
And we also have Vikings wide receiver Rondale Moore passed away. He's only age 25 after being found unresponsive due to suspected self-inflicted gunshot wound. formal investigation is currently being conducted to determine if that's accurate. So I guess that's up in the air, but it looks they're reporting that it looks like it was self-inflicted.
Yeah, he was found in a house in his hometown. They didn't specify if it was a family member or friend, friend's house that he was at, but yeah, he was in his hometown when they found him.
They'll rule out real quick if it was foul play, but it's leaning towards self-inflicted, unfortunately. But again, our thoughts and prayers goes out to the friends and family of both Mike Wagner and Rondale Moore. And you got some Lions news, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, Lions legend Calvin Johnson is planning to open a bunch of marijuana dispensaries to help former NFL players with injuries. He already has a couple open, but he's planning to scale that up, which, I 100% support. Several players talked about having to retire because the pain was too much, including Calvin Johnson, because the league doesn't do anything to help with the pain management. And another thing, going back to the Rondale Moore stuff for a second, several players came out and said the NFL wants to talk about, you can talk to us here, this is a safe space, and then make the people that do that pariahs in the building. And especially if you have anything mentally going on, they kind of treat you differently. And going back to the Calvin Johnson thing, something like this would help a lot because a lot of these people do need some sort of therapy. And it doesn't work for everyone, but marijuana therapy does help for a lot of people, especially for physical therapy and getting through injuries.
Yeah, maybe 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have agreed with that, but all the research and everything, they're actually, coming to light. It does help. And
they're even doing research currently on what is it? LSD, doing LSD treatments with veterans, and they've seen crazy good results of people basically being almost completely cured of PTSD symptoms. And
that's huge.
Yeah, they're working with combat veterans to relieve PTSD using LSD and other drugs like that.
Oh, LSD?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're currently doing trials with that.
Well, we've done a lot of trials with them too, but
they're also doing psilocybin, magic mushrooms. That has also worked a lot, and they've done a lot of research in, I think, Colorado, because Colorado legalized mushrooms, and they've seen a lot of positive effects with PTSD and physical therapy helping and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. It's been pretty cool.
Okay. If it's working, but LSD can be scary, though.
Yeah,
they experimented with that.
You're not allowed. Yeah, the government experimented on Ted Kaczynski with that in the 60s and 70s, which is one of the reasons why he became a psychopath. But you have to do it under the supervision of two doctors, one that can reverse the effects immediately if you start having bad effects from it, and then another doctor that is a therapist that talks you through, because it's like it's like exposure therapy, because using these drugs, you can create hallucinations. And what they do is they basically take these vets back to the source of their trauma and help them work through it. And you have a therapist right next to them and a doctor that can reverse the effects of the drug immediately. And they've seen a lot of positive effects from doing that.
If it's working, hey, I'm all for it if it helps vets and football players and anybody with head trauma. So, but yeah, they got to be really careful with it.
Yeah.
Hey, sports fans, if you live in Michigan, then you are no stranger to cold winters and hot summers. And this winter has been especially brutal, with your home taking the brunt of that abusive weather. If your home is not insulated properly, then your wallet feels that pain as well. That's where the team at Ace & Sons Insulation can help. With over 45 years experience, they are the leading experts in all things insulation. From your basement to your attic and your exterior walls, Ace & Sons can help make your house warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. Ace uses the latest in infrared technology to ensure your house is properly insulated, and they are now teamed with Excel Home Improvement. Excel offers roofing, siding, and gutters, and now insulation, and they have over 60 years in business. So give either team a call for your housing needs. Ace is 888-500-4223, or contact Excel Home Improvement at 734-390-4727. And Chiefs wide receiver and hit and run enthusiast Rashee Rice is subject to a lawsuit filed Monday in Dallas by his ex-girlfriend, alleging domestic violence from December 2023 through July 2025.
Yeah. We already knew that he was a piece of shit because he almost killed someone driving like 100 miles an hour and then fleeing the scene.
I like how you put it. Hit and run enthusiast.
Well, I've seen so many memes about it that it's just, I couldn't not include it. But yeah, this is like the billionth controversy for him since joining the Chiefs, which, like, hey, I mean, I guess it's a requirement that you have to be a uniquely awful person to be a Chiefs wide receiver. Because, I mean, they also had Tyreek Hill for a while, and Tyreek Hill is also known for beating his children and his wife. Next, veteran wide receiver Robert Woods has announced his retirement after signing a one-day contract with the LA Rams, who he won a Super Bowl with a few years ago. Yeah, one of the best Rams players over the last 20 years is going to retire with the Rams, so I like that.
And Eagles right tackle Lane Johnson confirmed to ESPN that he will be returning for a 14th season.
One of the best offensive linemen in the league, especially since Jason Kelce, one of his teammates, retired. That's great for the Eagles and terrible for anyone else playing the Eagles. And next, the estate of Paul G. Allen has begun sale process for the Seattle Seahawks just days after they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, I get it.
Well, they didn't like the team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when the owner dies and the family doesn't have the passion to do it, they should just sell the team.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
I think the Pirates. No, one MLB team. Their owner passed away, and is now being run by the family, and they're awful. So yeah, I really do appreciate this as a fan of these sports because I want someone there who actually gives a shit about the team.
Yeah, to keep them competitive. I mean, if they don't care, it's just going to go downhill. It's not fair to the fans. It's not fair to the team. It's not fair to anybody.
Yeah, well, they've been in 4 Super Bowls since 2000. Like, they're one of the better teams in the league. Like, I'd like for them to be at least somewhat competitive consistently.
And in a little bit of off-season news, running back Javonte Williams agrees to terms on a 3-year, $24 million extension with $16 million guaranteed.
Yeah, the Cowboys actually paying someone. That's crazy. Next, the Bengals have signed cornerback Jalen Davis to a 1-year contract extension. The details are not yet known. They just said that they extended a couple people.
Yep. And for the Lions team president and CEO Rod Wood to retire.
I'm 100% fine with that. They didn't do shit at the last deadline. I want someone who actually cares about winning.
Yes, Tom.
Name not Tom. Switching over to the NBA now, we'll talk about the All-Star Game MVP, which was Anthony Edwards. The All-Star Game's kind of a joke, so I didn't really include it in last week's game. But Anthony Edwards, over his career so far, is the number 1 overall pick, has more than 10,000 points scored, an Olympic gold medal, and now an All-Star Game MVP. The only other player in NBA history to accomplish all those feats before turning 25 is LeBron James, was looking a lot better in the GOAT conversation after Jordan allegedly diddled a kid.
And speaking of LeBron James, with the retirement of Chris Paul, Mr. LeBron has outlasted everyone from 2003, 04, and 05 draft classes.
Yeah, that's an insane stat. He's been in the league longer than his kid's been alive.
Yes, Bob.
Name that, Bob. In NBA history, only twice has a player had 90-plus points, 40-plus assists, and a 5-0 record in their first 5 games with the team. Both times that player was James Harden. First with the 76ers and now with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And we've got some injuries as always, starting with Kyrie Irving will miss the season to allow himself additional time to fully heal from ACL or from a torn ACL he suffered last March, according to his agent.
Yeah. Next, Orlando Magic forward Franz Wagner has been sidelined indefinitely after recent tests showed that he requires additional time and rehabilitation for soreness in his high left ankle sprain.
And Sacramento Kings star Domas Sabonis underwent season-ending surgery on Wednesday morning to repair the torn meniscus in his left knee, according to ESPN.
Just have easier names, please. Next, Phoenix Suns guard Dylan Brooks has suffered a broken left hand and will be sidelined for an undetermined amount of time. Switching over to the NBA standings, starting in the Eastern Conference, our Detroit Pistons are 42-13 atop of the Eastern Conference.
Let's go, Detroit.
Exactly. The Celtics are right behind them at 36-19, 6 games back. The Knicks are behind them at 36-21, 7 games back. The Cavaliers are behind them at 36-21, also 7 games back. And then the Toronto Raptors are 32-23, 9.5 games back.
Okay, and the Thunder are on top in the Western Conference with 43-14 record. Spurs are 40-16, 2.5 games back. Nuggets are 36-21, 7 games back. Rockets are 34-21, 8 games back, and the Lakers are tied 34-21 again, 8 games back. So there you have it.
Switching over to hockey now, the only player in hockey history that has had at least three plus point games in the Olympics and in the Stanley Cup Finals is Canada's Connor McDavid.
And Quinn Hughes is the first American player to record a 6-game point streak during a single Olympic featuring NHL players, breaking a tie with Zach Praise, who had a 5-game point streak in 2010.
Next, Team USA just defeated Team Canada 2-1 in overtime to win their first men's hockey gold medal since the Miracle on Ice team beat the Soviet Union in 1980.
Go Team USA.
And it was also on February 22nd, exactly 46 years later.
Like it's fate. Yep, and this is the first time USA men's and women USA men's and women's hockey team have won gold in that sport at the same Olympics. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Good job to both.
Yeah, next, the United States made history in Milan, winning 12 gold medals, their most ever in the Winter Olympics. Team USA's previous record was 10 at the 2002 Salt Lake City Games.
And I'm probably going to butcher this name, but Connor, it looks like Hella Buck. I'm sure that's way off, but he finished the game saving 41 of 42 shots, which sets a new Olympic record for the most saves by a goalie in a single men's gold medal match involving NHL players. So what an awesome performance by Connor.
Yeah, and another Connor McDavid, has won the MVP for this Olympic tournament. And he didn't even play the final game, which just shows how fucking impressive he is. He set a bunch of records and broke a bunch of records last week, and I was just kind of disappointed he couldn't play. But U.S. ends up winning 2-1 in his absence. So USA number 1.
Hey, sports fans, if you're in the great state of Michigan and you're in need of roofing, siding, gutters, or insulation, there's only one place to call. And that place is Excel Home Improvement out of Romulus. With over 60 years in business, they are third generation, family owned, and veteran operated. They manufacture their own gutters and trim, so they're able to keep costs low while providing superior quality with unmatched service. They cover all of southeastern Michigan, including as far north as Bay City, all the way down to Monroe, and from Lansing to Port Huron. So give them a call today. That's Excel Home Improvement, 734-941-2800. And lastly, Brock Nelson brings home the 4th men's hockey gold medal to his family. His grandfather and great uncle were part of the 1960 group that won gold, and his uncle played in the 1980s winning team. So that's awesome.
Yeah, generational Olympic family. That's crazy.
And very rare, you would think. Yeah, that's awesome. Especially father and son is awesome enough, but when you got uncles and grandfathers did it, that is generational.
Spanning 3 generations, yeah.
Yep. Well, good for them. Congrats.
Going over the NHL standings, starting in the Eastern Conference, in the Atlantic Division, the Lightning are on top with 37-14-4. The Montreal Canadiens are right behind them, 32-17-8. And our Detroit Red Wings have fallen to third. They're 33-19-6. Going over to the Metropolitan Division, the Hurricanes are 36-15-6. The Pittsburgh Penguins are 29-15-12. Dear God. And then the Islanders are 32-21-5.
And in the Western Conference, the Avalanche are 37-9-9. The Wild are 34-14-10, and the Stars are 34-14-9. In the Pacific Division, we've got the Golden Knights at 27-16-14. The Oilers are 28-22-8, and the Kraken 27-20-9.
And before we transition into our final topic, I just want to talk about how Canada sucked this year very badly. First, the Edmonton Oilers lost in the Stanley Cup in 6 games. Then the Toronto Blue Jays lost in 7 games to the Dodgers. Boo. The Olympic hockey women's team lost in overtime to the United States. And then the men's team also lost in overtime to the United States. And they don't have any Super Bowls because just fuck Canada.
Wow.
USA number 1.
Yep. And then we got a little bit of boxing news. Do you want to share that? I'm sure there's more, but this is the kind of the biggie, but it's...
Yeah, 48-year-old Floyd Money Mayweather has announced he's coming out of retirement to do an exhibition with Mike Tyson. He was 50-0 before his retirement in 2017, and his exhibition with Conor McGregor, which was kind of a fucking joke.
Well, what's it? George Foreman came back. He's 45, I think, or he was in his 40s when he won the world championship. But George was a hell of a puncher, and 45 is not that bad, but 48's not bad either. I'm 47, probably now in the best shape of my life, but you're not the same as when you're 20 or 25. And I do think the edge has got to go to Floyd. It's just an exhibition, so it's not like a. Yeah.
But like,
it's only going to be a few rounds, probably.
Why
I would imagine.
Why are we just beating on old man Mike Tyson?
But would you watch it? I would watch it.
Probably. I mean, I watched the Jake Paul one.
That one sucked, but I'm hoping Tyson's in a lot better shape, so you can get a couple. I don't want him to destroy him like I did. I just want to see him get a couple good hits and knock Jake Paul on his ass because he's annoying. But
I was happy when
that
other guy beat the fuck out of Jake Paul.
But I don't. His name. Yeah, I don't see Tyson's what in his 60s now.
Yeah, he's got to be.
He's got to be in his 60s. He's not a spring chicken, so I think the edge has got to go to Floyd Mayweather.
He's currently 59.
Oh, okay. Well, by the time the fight happens, it might be 60.
Yeah, his birthday's in June.
And 60 again. I mean, for 60, guy can still punch, but I don't know. I think it's just a money ploy, but hey, I'd still watch it.
Yeah.
So I think that about wraps it up for this week, folks.
Yep.
Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And
here's a random clip of the week.
Thank you.